So I just pulled a card for JFK Jr. today, Initiate of Feathers. And you can see the Mayan pyramid and you can see the rising serpent there. And this card just popped out, so I'm going to read it today in light of what's happening, the sign of the times. So the Initiate of Feathers takes the form of Kukulkan, or the feathered serpent from Mayan cosmology. Kukul meaning bird and Kan meaning serpent. Above his head, the constellation of the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters, illuminates the initiation about to occur. Below him stands the main temple at the sacred site of Chichen Itza. It is the temple dedicated to Kukulkan, the personification of Christ consciousness, bringing the energy of transformation and rebirth to the initiate. What? Several years ago, Teresina and I first met while on a sacred journey in the Yucatan. At the temple of Kukulkan, we entered an initiatory passage through the undertones created by the group we were with, who were chanting Kukulkan as a mantra. While we were all standing in circle doing the mantra, suddenly I found myself writhing on the ground, shedding an old skin. Unknown to me, Teresina was simultaneously on the ground undergoing a rebirthing herself. Together, we were responding to the energies cleansing and restoring the divine feminine and masculine aspects on many levels within ourselves, at the site, and in the collective consciousness. We sat up at the time facing each other, both of us completing the initiation at the exact same moment. People came to us afterwards commenting how beautiful it was to see the reuniting of twin flames. When we let go of ego and the control that our mind perceives, it has our mind perceives it has. We open to the flow of the energies around us, receptive to becoming the initiate. In ancient times, the peace that once inhabited the land of Chichen Itza was lost through aggressive acts of conquering and subjugation. Many people today share an intent to clear these type of negative energies at sacred sites around the world. And in the years since, when we have visited Chichen Itza, the energy was definitely changed for the better. During the equinoxes at Chichen Itza, the sun aligns perfectly with the temple, casting a shadow that creates the distinct impression of the serpent descending the steps, symbolizing the return of Kukulkan. Thousands of visitors each year undergo sacred initiation through the energetic gifts of Kukulkan brings. For the Initiate of Feathers, the essence of Kukulkan is an enormous gift, one of cleansing of the ego and our surroundings. It is a necessary process for the initiate on his quest for greater knowledge and wisdom. The image of Kukulkan depicts the head of a man emerging from the mouth of the feathered serpent. The head symbolizes the ego. The fire is a symbol of transformation. In the suit of the element air, the feathers represent the enlightened mind. After shedding the skin, the initiate of feathers enters into the Christ consciousness and receives the wisdom of the cosmos. According to Miguel Angel Vergara, a leading authority on Mayan cosmology and the sacred site, Chichen Itza once housed a cosmic university where people from around the world and other realms met with their energetic bodies to share their knowledge and wisdom of the cosmos. At this site, one can see figures of different cultures in the stone carvings. One particular edifice shows a person with feathers from the Far East, another being with a mohawk, indicating perhaps someone from North America, and other figures depicted with feathers not characteristic of the Mayans themselves. It is interesting to contemplate the possibility of this occurrence in ancient times. A new cosmic university is being organized today in Merida with the guidance of our friend and teacher Miguel Angel to share the ancient wisdom of the Maya. Under the auspice of the Pleiades, and the Mayan procession leading up to the shift of ages is gaining momentum. We are approaching the year that time prophesies at the ending of this world and the beginning of the new world. One of the signs signaling this time will be when Venus sets in the west and the Pleiades are seen rising in the east. The energies of the seven sisters are readying us for the new age being birthed. Through these energies, we receive the necessary cleansing in order to receive the wisdom of the Christ consciousness. The initiate of feathers is well on the way to mastering the element of air. As the boundaries of the mind seem to fade, we emerge from the mouth of Kulukan with higher knowledge of the cosmic vision. So, divinatory meaning, you are on a path of the initiate, following the seven stars of the Pleiades. The seven brightest that are Uriah Heep used to sing the seven sisters are assisting you with shifts in higher consciousness. Now is the time of tremendous transformation on the planet and for you as well. With the grand help of Kulukan, get ready for an initiatory rite of passage that brings you greater knowledge and opens the heart to the Christ consciousness. As the feathered initiate, you climb the staircase of conscious awareness to transition with this world into the next. Whew. That's from the fifth tarot, the element that's been missing all this time, the ether. So I just wanted to share that today. And read one of the universal, I think I still have time. Yep, I'm going to read one of the universal laws. I'm just going to Bible dip in here and just read one of the universal laws. Let's see where those are. Actually, I'm going to read this. Atlantis just showed up for me. A highly evolved ancient civilization which developed and used advanced technologies such as those we are learning about today. The civilization misused some of the technologies by not integrating spiritual practices into their use and was destroyed by earthquakes and other cataclysms. The continent of Atlantis sank into the Atlantic Ocean on 3 separate occasions. Some Atlanteans escaped and went to such places as Greece, Egypt, and Central America. And then I'll read the United States, the New Jerusalem again. The emerging title of the United States for the future. According to the Ascended Masters, the people in the United States are responsible for processing information and spiritually awakening people worldwide, so that collectively we may bring Earth into the 5th dimension. And then I'm just going to read one of the 12 universal laws, which are all around us at all times. So let me do that, because I said I would do that each time I did a video, and I still have time. Where are law of gender? When, let's see, let's start here. The law of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. The law of gender is often difficult for people to understand because they assume it refers to the physical differences between men and women. Physical differences or sex are one small manifestation of the law of gender on the physical organic plane. The term is used in a much larger context to refer to creation or production. Masculine and feminine energies are found on all planes, physical, mental, and spiritual. Gender refers to a division of labor or effort which is required for all creativity. Gender is found in organic as well as inorganic matter within the operations of heat, light, electricity, magnetism, attraction, repulsion, etc. In each instance, both masculine and feminine energies are essential. The masculine energy directs itself to the feminine energy, thereby initiating the creative process. The feminine energy is the one doing the active creative work, and this is true on all planes. On the mental plane, we are the law of gender manifested. Although male and female bodies and brains differ in significant ways, both sexes have the need and abilities to use both masculine and feminine energies. Both must be present in the creation process, and both sexes need to develop these skills. Current brain research supports a distinction outlined above. The male brain usually emphasizes left brain thinking, and it appears to be suited for analytic functions. When these are employed, they culminate in the skill of initiation of action. On the other hand, female brains appear to demonstrate more right brain activity and to be suited for synthetic functions. Both men and women can perform both sets of functions, but in different ways. In most cases, each of us has access to both masculine and feminine energies. Part of development, maturity, and spiritual growth is the ability to use both sets of energies based on the requirements of a given situation. Masculine energies may not be used because of our fears of success and failure and ignorance of our missions. When we learn about our missions, we gain the confidence to act and to initiate. Feminine energies sometimes are viewed as weak, even though we must live lives of positive thoughts and actions which exhibit gentleness, patience, humility, self-control, graciousness of speech, sympathy, and wisdom. These are not manifested in passive ways. We are expected to use these positive behaviors in bringing about the fifth dimension. It is the feminine energies that will bring about a balance that will enable us to become co-creators with spirit. In full spiritual development, masculine and feminine energies are understood and expressed by both men and women. It is then that we manifest the fullness of the human and third dimensional experiences. So the message of the law of gender expands the concept. I come once again to deliver the final message. Today I will speak to the law of gender. In so doing, I shall import the wisdom of the ages. For in the understanding of this law comes the union with the divine. I'm delighted to begin. There is so much to say. The universe is made up of two active principles, yin and yang. Some call these the positive and negative aspects of life, while others refer to these as the polarization of the subparts. Regardless of what term is used, these two principles are found in every subparticle in the universe and comprise the foundation for creation itself. The law of gender is the expression of yin and yang, otherwise termed the feminine and masculine. The law states that these two principles reside within all things, and it is through principles that humanity is able to create. The law of gender is the creative force that runs from the inner into the outer world. It is the force of the gods and power of the giants. It creates life, even that which is born into the physical manifest world of things. For both of the principles, yin and yang, must be present to build and to manifest in the third dimension, reality as well, third dimensional reality. The receptive side of humanity's nature is often called the negative side. This is further termed the feminine or the yin. This is the force that creates spin ideas and weaves the threads to make the tapestry into a work of art. So the negative 48 is the feminine yin. The positive or directive side of humanity's nature is called the masculine or yang. This force is directed toward the creative force of the feminine principle. It is the originator of ideas and actions. The masculine energy is attracted to the feminine principle, and when they unite, they form a union that assures that the creative process will be realized. These two forces are present in everything that exists. These forces are the great mystery of the universe. The natural attraction of the positive and negative energies are everywhere, for there is consciousness even in the atom. Remember that it has been stated earlier that God is thought. Therefore, the chi or prana that exists everywhere has intelligence. This intelligence, which has the power to create, is demonstrated in the law of gender. It's important to understand this law if one wishes to advance, because mastery requires the person to command everything in the physical world. This means that individuals will be guided and tested until they are expert at manifestation and creation. Of the two, creation appears to be the easiest, but in reality it is not. To truly create in the physical world, individuals must balance the yin and yang within to a point of stability. This means that they must have mastered how to receive dreams and visions and also how to turn them into reality by creating in the physical world. When individuals are able to create and implement ideas, they position themselves in the field of oneness. Very few souls ever achieve this kind of command over nature or themselves. This truth reveals another reason why so few ever become masters. When the yin and yang are balanced perfectly within the soul, individual intuitively knows how and when to act appropriately in all situations. The balance of positive and negative or masculine and feminine principles within brings the person to a point of androgyny, the state of mental balance that aligns the individual with the higher self. The golden age, the seventh to be precise, has been predicted for the millennium because the cosmic conditions are right for the feminine energy to be restored on the planet. The age of Aquarius has promised this, and I will complete this in a later video because it's out of time. Thank you.